Did you guys see the new GTA trailer?
I have not.
Or at least it's not really a trailer.
They
did like
announced
a
it.
Well, yeah,
sneak
Jay
video.
typed on the thing.
Somebody said they got
GTA 6
released.
trailer
like, what
release.
the fuck is this?
I think like 30 minutes ago. Yeah, while we were recording.
So we haven't watched it.
No.
GTA,
But it is out. It literally happened 30 minutes ago.
Really? Wow. I'm trying to see if there's any information about this. I'm going to have to look this up.
I don't know if I'm supposed to like it or not yet. Not till I read the comments.
Rockstar Games 38 minutes ago. Our trailer has leaked, so please watch the real thing on YouTube. There it is. And there's the trailer right there.
Didn't I read
God.
something like a kid from GTA leaked it?
Yep, that's it. That's exactly what happened.
How's that happen?
I don't know. I mean, the kid probably just got into, his dad's computer and recorded it with his phone, posted the shit on TikTok, and boom. That's a lot of likes.
How young and stupid do you have to be to do that?
Probably like 15.
You think 15? If I was 15, I was not that. I was stupid. I was not that stupid.
They have to go after people like that legally.
Oh,
right?
yeah, they have to.
Yeah.
Like, just to make sure. But like, that is incredible, man. I saw that yesterday. I saw like the picture. Like, I didn't really look at it myself. I'm like, who gives a fuck, right? But like, I'll just watch it whenever it comes out. But yeah, I mean, GTA 6 is going to be crazy. Like, do you think you're going to do RP again?
Yeah, I think so? I think there's going to be another, role play on GTA is fun.
Yeah.
It is. I just tend to get out of it pretty quickly. So I usually join and everyone else joins. Everyone's doing role play, right? And it's really fun. And then it gets to the peak. This is where I leave. And then it starts to kind of dwindle off. Everyone else leaves. And then more people leave. Then it's stagnant here where it's still fine.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to do another GTA RP wave. Maybe I don't know what 6 is going to have. Maybe it'll be different. Maybe I'll stay in it way longer. I don't know how good it's actually going to be.
I think that you probably leave because it becomes so much about like making content for Twitch and like clout chasing to an extent, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember like that's what happened with like people going to like your restaurant and shit.
It was I was running Burger Shot and it got crazy. Like people were driving cars into the building randomly.
Yeah, just to like small streamers.
Like I'm in the middle of like trying to solve this RP between me and another person where they're I don't know, stealing my burgers, right? And I'm like trying to chase them down. While I'm chasing this person down in this RP roleplay moment, a car gets driven through. Like, oh fuck, now I've got a car coming through.
Right.
And then a cop walks in. Hey, we gotta talk about this other case you've got going on. I'm like, well, this guy's getting away with my burgers while there's a car driven through and there's a cop behind me. Hey, can I apply for a job here? And it's like, I'm gonna blow my brains out.
Yeah, it's like, what
this is ridiculous.
So
and
people are constantly trying to like insert themselves.
Exactly. And the thing is, a lot of them aren't doing it like too out of the way necessarily. It's just naturally their RP does get sent in not just my direction, but like the bigger streamers' direction because it just naturally just happens that way. It is in orbit. And so from their perspective, like, well, I'm not doing anything wrong. And they probably aren't too much, but everyone's kind of getting lightly shoved.
Everybody's doing it 5%
direction.
wrong, and there's a lot of people, and that's a lot of 5%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's just not fun to have gravitational pull there. Like I remember they asked if I was going to come back to whatever, like you'll run Burger Shot. I'm like, listen, Burger Shot's going to be really boring. You're going to be sitting there. A lot of the times you're going to be AFK doing nothing. I'm like, that's fucking great. I will bring up YouTube videos and AFK and wait for someone to come in.
Right.
That is not how it went down. The whole server became centered around Burger Shot.
Yeah.
It's a fucking burger joint. That's it.
Right.
So it was insane. Granted, I think at the time, like the only food available on the server was Burger Shot.
Ooh.
And I think Lang Buddha's like Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
So it was me versus his restaurant. That was the only way to get food. So kind of the fault of the server for centering everyone to us.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was over the top.
Not a great experience if you're having to deal with it all the time.
Dude, it was like a month. It was hell.
Have you ever done RP, Emmy?
No, I haven't. I haven't even watched GTA RP, really. So you're not doing it this time?
No, I am going to do it this time.
Oh, shit.
I think we'll see how it all plays out
sounds
and
fun.
what I'm going to do.
Although I will say, though I haven't watched GTA RP or participated, all I know is that there's a lot of drama.
Yeah.
Because I would hear about it
nuts.
constantly.
Yes.
Literally constantly when it was in its peak.
Yeah, I don't
2
know.
years ago or whatever it was.
I've heard of I don't know what the drama is, but I know there's tons of it. Like insane amounts. I
also know everyone hates cops on there and they get really invested in being cops. Is that true?
Oh,
or no?
yes. Oh, God.
So the last thing I remember is it wasn't really fun. So obviously the people who rob banks want to rob banks and they want to get away.
Right, yeah.
And the cops want to stop them from doing that. And eventually they made it so hard to be like robbing a bank and difficult that everyone just wanted to be a cop because it was better content. So everyone was just a fucking cop.
Damn.
And the few people who were still trying to rob banks sucked. They weren't very good. So it was just cops in their, like all the really sweaty players just in their room just eating donuts and role playing, and then there's fucking nothing to do. That's what I was told was happening. Everyone's just a fucking cop. And in order to become a cop, you have to like go to like this school. You actually have to train. You got to go into like an off-stream class. Like it's hard.
What? Okay.
It's actually hard. But they all did it. Everyone's a cop. And then eventually cop RP got boring. So then everyone just would log on to their cop character, their non-cop. It was all over the place.
Jesus, that's so crazy. Like I remember like the Rust RP server was fun, right? But like it's only fun, I think, that like at the beginning, because then it turns into like, I think that the novelty of it is what's fun. And then after it's happened long enough, it's like, okay, people have kind of like defined everything.
Yeah,
it's all known. It's not like new anymore.
Everyone's met each other.
To be fair,
and done everything.
Rust RP server was not really role play.
It was like a streamer server with a bunch of fake rules that people decided to follow based off of how many viewers they had.
GTA, exactly. GTA RP is role play. Like full on in character. The most break or RP break you can do is like flex your F1 key. Like, hey, how do I use this? You have to flex your F1 key. Like to tell people know how to actually, you still have to play the game. And be able to pick things up and move them and walk this way, whatever, right? So that's the most RP break you can do. Other than that, you are a cop.
Wow.
You are a burglar. You are on drugs. You are whatever, right? You have to, that's kind of the fun of it. Rust roleplay was like, let's min max. Let's get to, what was the one tank that everyone has to kill? You have to go and do that one thing.
Oh, fuck. I killed that thing with XQC. Is it not Battalion? Fuck.
I don't remember the name.
Abrams, something like that.
You have to kill the tank and you got to get the loot. And there's like
the tank up.
Those mechanics. In GTA roleplay, that's not really. Maybe it is now. Maybe roleplay has somewhat died down on it. I heard people weren't roleplaying as much. But when I played on it, I was a manager of a burger shot joint.
Damn.
And there was a guy who was a cop. I had to do interviews. There was a judge. I took someone to court. We had a whole courtroom. We each had our own lawyer. There was a judge. There was a jury. And each of those were played by unique individuals playing their role.
Real people.
Yes.
That sounds cool as fuck.
It is cool. I remember when you buy a car, I had to go get a loan. I had to talk to a lady about getting a loan and the interest rates. It was miserable.
Right.
But when you get the car,
it was
it's
like buying a car.
Yeah. Buying a car. I had to get insurance, like all these different things. So it was fucked.
I've had, the worst thing that I've ever had like that is during the Rust RP server, I tried to steal somebody's helicopter and I couldn't fly it. So they come out and I'm like crashing it into the tree. They said, "What are you doing over there?" And I'm like, "Nothing. I'm just trying to go somewhere."
Was this in GTA?
It was in Rust.
Oh, God.
And so I'm like sitting there like flying it into a tree. They're like, "Hey, why don't you get out of our helicopter?" I'm like, "No, what helicopter? What do you mean? This is mine."
The blades are clonking around everywhere.
I have no idea. It's like turned over. I'm like, ugh. And so I was so embarrassed about it. I went to like a private Rust server and practiced flying a helicopter for like 5 hours.
Yeah,
I came back and I stole it. It was fun.
Nice.
And you know what? That's why I said Rust is an RP. Because I remember we were gonna have like this one event. We're about to raid a base. One of the sweats in the game went on his private server and started practicing his aim.
Oh,
or something
God.
like that, like his headshot aim. He was like, tick, tick, tick. It was like the what's that aim training program?
Kovacs.
Whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. And he's just sitting there. I'm like, this isn't role play.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But just it's hard to compare Rust to GTA if we're gonna talk on terms of role play. This is so polar opposites. It's
Really?
crazy. And again, I don't know what GTA 6 is going to bring. Graphics up, Paul. I'm sure they're going to have a new story. But when it comes to like the online part, the role play part, I don't know.